opportunity to play Mr. Ben Johns on Championship Sunday.
Side out.
And we saw a lot of this from Jaume, not necessarily the missed dink, but him shifting to find the forehand, even at the kitchen line.
Yeah, he has the quick foot speed and the lateral movement to be able to kind of switch his feet around and open up more options when he's up there if he can find a forehand.
Point.
He may not need a forehand if he's got a backhand like that.
Well, the backhand up the line was really working for him in his last match against Connor Garnett. He kind of started with that, waited for Garnett to cover the line, and then he opened up more shots.
Christian Alshon will utilize his length up at the kitchen line. He's 6'2". He jokes with shoes on.
Side out.
It's almost like he baits you into it.
Yeah, Alshon trying to drop and move forward. Just floated his drop just a little bit there, and you're always going to be in a tough position.
I'm still stuck on the ability of Jaume to stop mid-move through transition and pick that ball up on the forehand.
Yeah, he has an ability to reset or slow the ball down, even when he's got a lot of forward movement that is really uncanny. And that's the style I think that he's going to need to use in this match, because Alshon, with his length and athleticism, is very tough to cleanly pass.
Oh, my. Jaume with a highlight in the early stages of game one. Take a look at this, ATP.
That was a thing of beauty, and he's letting the fans know about it.
Oh, and pairing it off. Tit for tat, Christian Alshon.
Yeah, a little anything you can do, I can do better. You got a forehand one, I'm going to up the stakes and do it on the backhand side.
0-1. Point. One. Side out.
Christian Alshon taking about 4 stutter steps back to try and get behind that ball.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the difference between them at the baseline. Alshon will take more court and risk to find as many forehands as possible, where Vich will stay in there and rip the two-hander if he needs to.
Like that?
As we saw on that occasion. It's great when
it's the reason we call you an analyst.
2-1. Side out.
Great volley. Just enough finesse.
We got some pretty good pace on that for being on the full stretch. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of body control to be able to execute shots like that.
Point.
And tagging the line, Christian Alshon. Christian Alshon, originally out of Boca Raton, Florida, went off to the University of Chicago for tennis.
Side out.
During the 2021 season, he ended up picking up the NCAA title for D3. Went undefeated in singles.
Point.
And Jaume is getting a little love from the stands right now. He was also a collegiate tennis player out of Hawaii Pacific University. Was an All-American there.
Go Sharks.
Go Sharks.
3-2.
I've learned.
Hey, see? You're catching on. We spend a lot of hours together, don't we, Kyle? Again, I'm so impressed with some of these touch volleys of Christian Alshon being able to drop like that.
Yeah, and we're seeing more of the singles guys add that kind of drop volley into their games, as players can get with so much spin and force you to hit below the height of the net. Sometimes just bringing them forward is your best play, not having to hit too much up on that ball.
I think Colin Schick was maybe one of the first just that really utilized some of those drops.
Yeah, I think he showed how often you could use it and still have the shot be effective.
Point.
Sliding the forehand, Christian Alshon.
And that's his best shot, is when he runs around that forehand, kind of plays that inside-out forehand drop. He often follows behind it, but it's very tough to defend against that shot if it's well executed.
Point.
Jaume just sitting in the middle there. It was a little interesting. He was, I think, hesitant, not knowing if that ball was going to stay in bounds.
5-3. Point.
Wow, there is a steadiness to Alshon's game right now at the kitchen line. Very in control.
Yeah, and that's what stands out to me when I watch him play, is of the elite movers, and I put him in that category, he seems to just have longer strides, where he's able to cover the court so much more efficiently and effortlessly, it seems, than a lot of other people.
Well, and right now it looks like he's not trying.
7-3. Point.
Doubling down on the backhand side.
And one thing I'd like to see Martinez Vich try here is, a lot of times when you play players that are so good at hiding their backhands, sometimes if you just go right to the forehand first like he does here, sometimes you have a better chance at playing that first volley to make them hit a backhand. So mixing up the return location will be important for him in this match.
I'll recall the score. 3-8. Side out.
Side out off the missed serve.
8-3. Point.
Everything working in favor of Christian Alshon.
9-3. Side out.
And with this lopsided score, it's honestly quite not that shocking, because if you think back to the scores versus Connor Garnett, they were heavily lopsided going into game 3.
Yeah, in singles, once one person gets hot, it's very tough to slow them down.
Side out.
Oftentimes the only way you slow them down is going on a run yourself when you have the ball.
Christian Alshon calling that ball deep.
9-3.
Quick to move and slow to strike. Christian Alshon is playing patient points right now.
Yeah, well, when he decides to move forward, his closing ability is second to none. Even if he wasn't totally balanced like there, it still gets in the vision of your opponent and can disrupt the volley.
I thought he was going to go for the ATP.
He had some options. I'm surprised a tweener wasn't chosen.
Fair point, fair point.
3-10.
Jaume on the full move before that ball's even contacted.
Yeah, he wanted to give Alshon a tight window for that volley, and Alshon executed perfectly.
10-3. Side out. 3-10. Side out.
Creating that much more angle, Christian Alshon.
Yeah, he got a ton of bite on that backhand roll above his, at his shoulder height there. That was pretty impressive.
Point. Game 11-3.
Ball out of bounds, and game number 1 to the 7 seed, Christian Alshon, 11-3. Game 1 to Christian Alshon.
Side out.
And first serve out of bounds.
0-0.
Open stance on the serve for Jaume. A little stomp to get him there through the transition.
Yeah, and a little misdirection with that kind of backhand slice up the line. Fooled Alshon just enough and got him outstretched.
Point.
Talk about stretching somebody. Alshon looking like Gumby right now.
When you picked up on it early, as Vic does such a good job of those mid-court
2-0.
balls of still making them forehands with those quick lateral steps.
Speaking of
Side
making
out.
forehands, Christian Alshon
Does it with the best of them.
from the baseline.
We mentioned that Alshon's been in a handful of semifinals this year, hasn't
0-2.
quite punched his ticket to Championship Sunday yet. This is a huge opportunity for him.
Point.
But importantly, he's one of the few to have beaten Ben Johns
Yep.
this year in men's pro singles. That came back in Atlanta.
Yeah, it seems like he has
1-2.
individual wins against all the top guys, just a matter of putting it all together for one tournament.
Side out.
Good ball off of Jaume's paddle.
2-1. Side out.
Trying to find a little trickery in the midcourt.
Yeah, we mentioned he's got very soft hands moving forward, but you still do need to stop. His feet were still
1-2.
pitter-pattering through contact on that one. Makes it much more difficult.
Side out.
Testing the foot speed of Christian Alshon.
2-1.
Oh, that's close.
Side out.
Some of the contacts for Martinez Vich that are just almost wrist, and that's simply it. Kind of those half volleys are just so
1-2.
impressive in terms of the amount of control he has.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it starts with the feet. He's got exceptional lateral movement to where he's
Side
very
out.
rarely off balance out there, which is very hard to do at the tempo of play at this level of singles.
2-1.
There's that
Side
lateral
out.
movement, but again, Alshon shifting and shading to the backhand side.
Yeah, all set up with just a beautiful return by Alshon, pulling Martinez Vich fully off the court and put him in kind of in a desperate position by the time he was hitting his third.
1-2.
Alshon has told us that one of the biggest parts of his game he's been working on is really the
Side out.
strategy element.
I side out. Yes.
Said it's a lot
All
like
stands.
poker, playing your opponent, or you play your
2-1.
opponent more than yourself.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with him to a large extent.
Point.
Hooking it.
Yeah, had the open court, maybe just went for a little bit too much. Always a little more difficult swinging across your body
3-1.
versus just punching to the corner in front of you.
Point.
Martinez Vich.
Timeout receiver. 4-1.
A nice shot.
Vic has carried that momentum now here in game 2, and he's looking to keep that going.
Side
Right
out.
now with a nice little shot from none other than Christian Alshon, the number 7 seed. We did see an upset earlier today in women's
1-4.
semifinal action with Judith Castillo. Or excuse me, in quarterfinal action with Judith Castillo taking down Leah Jansen.
2-4.
Oh, the tweener into the tape.
Probably not a terrible time for the tweener there. I'm not sure if it was fully needed, but it would have looked pretty darn cool if he would have converted, that's for sure.
4-2.
Going for the style points is all.
I was gonna say, this isn't wakeboarding, style points don't count.
Point.
Just depends, I guess, who's keeping score though.
It's true. It's true.
That's illegal.
5-2. Side
It's It's so wild to watch these kind of cat and mouse as you get up to the kitchen line. If you have ever played or tried to just stand at the kitchen and play the full length head-to-head with an opponent, oftentimes you're warming up dinking as an amateur line to line or cross court to cross court. Try for once to play the entirety of the kitchen by yourself. You will be out of breath within the first 3 contacts. At least that's the case for me.
Yeah, no, but specifically, you know, the people that train for singles with those cat and mouse games, they go to your lungs right away. I mean, you're on the full stretch constantly. There's an anticipation element, so it's definitely its own animal.
Not to mention the amount of leg burners that you have. There it is for Jaume Martinez Vich.
Yeah, that's a huge point for Jaume. All set up with that beautiful two-handed backhand roll on the stretch. He saw that he hit it well, moved in, and eventually put the point away.
Like a showman right now.
Point.
It's rare you hear the cheer on an error, but
Timeout receiver, 7-2.
Martinez. Annalie Waters turned pro
7-2.
when she was 12.
Yeah.
At this point, we are far behind the ball.
Playing catch up.
Playing catch up.
Side out.
Yeah, Alshon doing a nice job of maximizing his lean there and using his reach to take away Vic's time to move forward.
Side out.
Vic was quick to get to the kitchen, just eyeing that ball wide.
7-2. Point.
Clipping the edge, Jaume.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of mixing up third shot drives and drops, keeping Alshon just guessing and just a little bit off balance.
Side out.
And when we had Jaume earlier today, talked about the good side versus the bad side, and it's been interesting. Things have maybe shifted and changed as the day has gone on, as wind has increased. But so far, we might have wins on that near side for both of these athletes.
Point.
Quick flick from Alshon.
Yeah, and again, his closing speed of seeming like he's at the baseline and just taking a couple of steps and all of a sudden being in your vision when you're up the kitchen line volleying.
Point.
Again, the outstretched arm of Alshon.
Again, right as soon as he makes that pass, just a couple big steps, and he's already in position to be able to take your time away and put the volley away.
What would you say is the percentage of pace of a third shot drive in the game of singles?
Yeah, it's very situational, I would say.
Game number 2.
5-8. Point.
Oh, watch out as he is now within 2. 6-8. I believe he originally was down 3-8.
I think you're right.
And one more. J-stroke from Christian Alshon.
When we've seen it time and time again, things can change very quickly on the singles court. All the momentum with Alshon right now.
Twelve forehands, 1 backhand for Christian Alshon.
Play the forehand if at all possible, Cameron. That is the strategy.
There's the 1 backhand in the rally.
And to be fair, the one he had to hit, he showed some great touch and set himself up for the finish on the next ball.
There's no doubt about it. He has a backhand. He just has so much touch and ability on that forehand side. We've seen this so much in the game of singles. Jaume with a response. Trying to stop a 5-point run for Alshon.
Yes, a big point here for Jaume. See if he can get off 8 and get his nose back up out in front for this game too.
Side out.
Alshon with another chance to extend and take the lead.
8. Side out.
There's been a good amount of serves, missed serves.
Challenge it.
Off of Alshon.
Referee timeout. There's a challenge of the out call. Excuse me, you are correct. Call stands. I can't overrule it. Did you see it?
Going to be some questions, as I think there was a challenge wanted, but he doesn't have any timeouts left, so no challenge is possible for Christian Alshon. So the score remains 8-8.
8-8.
Side out for Jaume. Wow, I was going to say a couple fantastic plays through the middle of that rally.
Yeah, Jaume put himself in a winning position. We talked about his unique ability to reset balls
8-8.
moving forward that fast and just unable to convert the finishing shot.
Alshon with the lead now, 9-8.
And he's able to get away with giving up that much court to the forehand side because he can close that gap so quickly with his speed and with those longer steps.
Alshon just 2 away from moving on to his very first championship Sunday.
9-8. Point.
Make it 1. Or was the serve out of bounds? Which was out of bounds?
I believe the return floated long.
There we go. I wasn't sure off of Jaume's reaction. Match point
10-8.
now for the 7 seed.
Side out.
Just over the top of the head. This is time for Martinez Vich to make a move.
Such a clutch volley from Martinez Vich, cutting that ball
8-10.
right down at the feet of Alshon as he was closing forward.
Stopping the 7-point run for Christian Alshon. Martinez Vich comes within 1.
And because Alshon's had so many opportunities this year of making that championship Sunday, having so many good individual wins, you wonder at this stage, does it start getting a little bit mental of really needing to get over the hump in this match?
9-10.
Pressure has been applied. One play after another. These two are just leveling up.
No, you're right, Cameron. The level of play is really, really high right now. And we see the tweener king with the ATP.
Another side out for Christian Alshon and a second chance to close this out
10-9.
and move on to Championship Sunday. Oh, the sorry let cord.
Definitely a sorry, not sorry situation.
No.
Down, match point there.
9-10.
Goes to the backhand. And
Side
pulls
out.
it.
He had the open court, just turned on it a little bit too much. And again, we've got Alshon with another match point.
Sitting on the
10-9.
forehand side. 10-9. Out of
Side
bounds
out.
again. Jaume continues to give himself a chance. A little scoop to get him there.
He is playing the big points extremely well right now, Cameron.
He looks so comfortable. It doesn't even look like he's phased.
Well, again, I think because he is very comfortable dealing with pressure and playing on big stages, he's
9-10.
able to trust his shot selection even in big moments.
Jaume continues to look for the tie at 10-all. Those third shots keep going to the backhand side to open up the forehand. It's 10 apiece.
Yeah, he's got a nice compact motion with that two-handed backhand. Even when dealing with a tough volley, he's able to straighten that out with pretty good consistency.
10-10.
So the pattern now changes. Jaume on the even side. Third shot still to the backhand. This time it's well read.
Yeah, excellent return, excellent first volley there from Alshon, and he's staying positive. Credit to him. He hasn't played bad points when he's had match point. Jaume's just really stepped it up. It's Alshon's chance to raise it another level here.
You must win by 2, and it's also important to note, it feels as if because Christian Alshon had match points that he has had the advantage in game 2, that it belongs to him. But remember, he was down 3-8 in this second game. Finding the backside again, set up by a just nasty forehand right at the midline.
Yeah, he's able to consistently play a forehand all the way over to his left leg and sweep around the ball. Beautiful shot to set himself up for moving forward.
So 11-10 for Christian Alshon. Could this be the one to send him to Sunday? Good serve is correct. Christian Alshon will make his championship Sunday debut.